Today I play The Witcher Enhanced Edition for the first time. I played a ton of The Witcher 3 and very much enjoyed it, but for some reason I never really thought about playing the first two games. They just sort of existed. So I thought, what better time than now? Let's jump in. The thing that sets The Witcher aside from other fantasy genres is the atmosphere. The Witcher universe is dark, it's bleak, it's morally uncomfortable. No matter what decision you make, it feels like the wrong one. Help the humans? The non-humans hate you. Help the non-humans? The humans hate you. Stay neutral? Everyone hates you. Kind of like going to college, majoring in the arts, and never quite living up to your parents' expectations. Someone's always disappointed. While playing, the first thing that stood out to me was the combat system. This wasn't The Witcher 3's level of combat we all know and love today. This game uses a rhythm-based combat system. You click on an enemy to initiate an attack, and then you wait. When a little flame icon appears on your sword indicator, you click again to chain the combo. It's less fast-paced action RPG and more medieval metronome simulator. There is also a fighting style system layered into the combat. Wolf for heavy opponents, Cat for nimble opponents, and Griffin for crowd control. In theory, that sounds strategic. In practice, I'd start fighting something and notice I was doing basically zero damage. Then, I'd realize, oh, wrong stance. So, I'd pause the game, switch styles, and then unpause. That constant interruption kind of broke the immersion for me. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't terrible, it just felt like it shouldn't belong in a game like this. The elixir crafting system is actually kind of interesting, but it has one major restriction. You can only craft potions while meditating. And you can only meditate in specific places like inns, campfires, or certain safe areas. On one hand, I respect the realism, if that was the intention. Witchers do prepare for contracts. They don't just shotgun potions in the middle of a swamp. On the other hand, it felt like the game expected me to prepare for every possible outcome before walking into any situation. It's like, oh, you didn't craft a Swallow, Tawny Owl, and 3 Thunderbolt potions before this random encounter? That's on you, bro. With the game being developed on a modified version of BioWare's Aurora engine, the same one that Neverwinter Nights was developed on in 2002, it had its fair share of jank. During some of the cutscenes, the game would bug out, causing weird animations to occur. Thankfully, I didn't run into anything game-breaking, but it was still quite jarring to see something like a ball of electricity hovering over Triss's head, or watching the Reverend's beard attending a rave. Next is the audio. The voice acting in the game felt stiff for the most part. You'll be in a moment that's supposed to be emotionally intense, betrayal, danger, moral tension, and the delivery sometimes sounds like it's someone reading a grocery list. But here's the thing. Even if the performances don't always land, the writing still carries that signature Witcher tone. The moral ambiguity is there, the politics are messy, the world feels cruel and lived in. The bones of what would become an incredible franchise are absolutely present. I'm a sucker for a good minigame. Whether it's fishing or a good old game of Gwent, I'll often spend hours playing them. I found the dice poker minigame to be very enjoyable. It was simple and kind of addictive. After playing it, I actually wish that CD Projekt Red had kept it around in The Witcher 3. And now, the missions. This is where things started to drag for me. The quests feel long, and not in an epic way, more in a why am I walking back across this swamp again kind of way. There's a lot of backtracking, a lot of running between the same areas, and while the world isn't massive, it can feel tedious. It made the game feel slower than it needed to be. So, here comes the big question. Does it still hold up today? In my opinion, not really. It's an important game. It launched a franchise we all love. It laid the groundwork for what would become something incredible. But to go back and play it now, it's rough. If you're mainly interested in the backstory, you're probably better off watching a recap or a lore breakdown online. Even though this one wasn't really for me, I'm still glad I played it, and I encourage you to check it out if you found it interesting. Who knows, it might just become your next favorite game. Thanks for watching.